Come with us now, if you dare, down a rickety staircase into a dank, dark basement. What awaits? The Saturday Night Freak Show.
Hey, thank you for listening to the Saturday Night Freak Show podcast, the movie review and talk show podcast that comes your way every Saturday. These are this week's Internet Radio Superstars.
Sean.
Michaela.
And I'm Colin.
Most weeks.
And tonight we watched them. Well, it changes with like each week.
Yep.
And tonight we watched the movie that was chosen by
Michaela, what did we watch tonight?
Grim Prairie Tales.
Grim Prairie Tales.
Yes.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
Obviously a play on
Grim Fairy Tales.
Grim Fairy
Yep.
Tales, the Brothers Grimm.
Yep.
Only one M.
Only one M.
There
Yep.
you go.
Yes. From the year.
1990.
Okay, so 1990. Directed by
Wayne Coe. Written, directed, only movie ever. In and out. He made his mark. He was a set decorator. Yes.
So they gave
But he
him a
must
shot.
have had some artistic background because I looked at the animated sequence in this. He was co-credited on it.
Yeah, he was a storyboard artist and set decorator. So there's not much information on Mr. Wayne Coe on the internet. So
this is his only
movie. He wrote and directed it.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Starring
James Earl Jones.
Top build.
Yep. And
Okay.
Brad Dourif.
I mean, so this is not a fly-by-night kind of movie, is it?
I mean, kind of.
So it has
It is
a
what it is,
cast, right? I
Yes.
mean, we're sitting there like all
people
these
we
folks.
know.
Yes.
Keep popping up.
Yes.
And James Earl Jones, just for context, you're like, okay, this is, or first of all, I guess we should say this is like a direct to VHS. It feels like, I don't know if there was a theatrical
Don't
in
think so.
1990 when James Earl Jones is coming off like Field of Dreams and The Hunt for Red October and it's before The Sandlot. I mean, he is not in a down part of his career, right? I mean, he's in demand and he's in this. Brad Dourif is also, I think, doing like a lot of stuff because Exorcist 3 is like right around the corner in 1990, same
you
year.
Get the opportunity to work with each other. You both like what each other has done. You get the opportunity to work with each other. You get what are probably, because they star in the wraparounds and
Yeah, we should say this is an anthology.
This is an anthology.
Yeah, it has 4 stories and it's 86 minutes long, so that tells you how short these stories are. And James Earl Jones and Brad Dourif it's a horror western anthology, and they are 2 guys sitting around a campfire that host the wraparound.
Yes.
So maybe that's the appeal, is that now it's that
them.
you guys get to do a 2-hander, like just the two of you. Yeah.
They get to hang out and do that. Yeah.
It's like a little play, right? They're a part, because I was watching it. I'm like, this is like 2 actors performing on a stage.
Right.
Their bit, which compromises a good majority of the movie, right?
Good.
So I did see this when it came out or somewhere around that time. Saw it on a blurry VHS copy.
Probably the same blurry VHS copy we watched tonight. Run through. Yeah.
So we were checking. Never been available on, I don't think legitimately on DVD.
No.
And certainly not on Blu-ray.
No.
I did a little bit of Googling on my way to the restroom there, and I found out that somebody had actually on like one of those Blu-ray forums emailed Wayne Coe and tried to find out what was up. And he said that the Academy had actually tried to get a hold of him when James Earl Jones passed away to get some footage.
That's cool.
And he's like, but I don't have the rights to it. I only have like rights to the personal, like I can have it for myself. But it's some guy in Philadelphia who works as an employee of Pepsi, is the producer on the movie. And like, I don't know if anybody can get a hold of him or he doesn't care.
I'll track down his LinkedIn and send him a message if he works at Pepsi.
Whatever. His name's in the credits, but apparently, it has never been released. So like, if you're listening to this podcast, there's a small chance that you've seen Grim Prairie Tales. So this might be a whole new venture for you.
It has some diehard fans online.
It was like legit.
It looks legit from what I can see. It's an out of print. It looks legit. Like,
I bet you I could find a bootleg of it at a horror convention.
The director said there are bootlegs somewhere, I think maybe from China. Like it came out.
There's a laser disc of it.
In China, I bet, right?
Wow.
And so then there's bootlegs off of that one or something like that. Maybe that's what he was alluding to.
Yeah, it does have a small but mighty cult following online.
Oh,
Yeah, if you go to Letterboxd, there are more reviews than you would think of this movie. I actually first heard about this. Rebecca McKendry recommended this on she's
Shockwave.
Yes, Shockwave's host and prolific horror journalist.
She worked for Fangoria.
Yep.
Yeah.
Glorious.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She loves this movie.
I know wrote that. Yeah.
She's a big fan of this movie. Big advocate for this movie.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. All right. So, I guess I went into it even tonight.
Did you remember anything?
I didn't. All I remember.
I had not seen this. It had been on my list for a long time, but I put it off because there was no way to watch it, and we had to watch a very, very grainy copy from YouTube. Thank you, Dean Hayes, who uploaded it, doing the Lord's work.
Wherever you are.
Yeah, and I mean, just search it into YouTube. It's the first thing that'll come up.
I guess this goes to. So, what did you expect that this movie was going to be?
Well, I knew it was a horror anthology Western. I knew it had them in the wraparound, and I knew people liked the wraparound more than the actual stories.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it technically delivered on everything I thought, but it's just thinner than I would have thought.
Well, I thought it was going to
Flimsier.
be, when you hear like horror Western, I guess I thought it was going to be more maybe fantastical, maybe a little more goofy or playing into like the B movie. There's going to be monsters or ghosts or something like that. But it isn't. Like watching it, I'm like, this movie has more stuff on its mind. Even about just the art of storytelling itself.
Like it doesn't finish a thought. It's like I have a lot on my mind, but I'm not going to finish this, and we're going to move on.
I think the rhythm of the storytelling in this movie is a huge problem because it ends at odd beats that don't make sense.
Yeah.
It feels like it should go a few more beats before it ends, and it's unsatisfying.
Yeah, there's no real.
Well, the stories, they end up, each one of them, I think, kind of ends up feeling a bit flat.
Yeah.
Maybe because we're expecting like a punch or a twist ending, and they just kind of end.
Yep. Or even just a little more impact on the ending. And it's too bad because there are good ideas here. There's interesting ideas, I think, especially the second one. But we don't go far enough with it or resolve a lot of them.
Yeah.
The third one does not have an ending, in my opinion.
A lynching racist walk away.
Yeah. And then he's just like, that's what we gotta do sometimes. Right. Shrug. What can you do? Shrug.
It's like, if we love him enough, it'll be all good.
Yeah. Oh boy,
was that
that's
the moral
worst
of it?
one.
I don't know. I was like, what are they going for there? And I was kind of taking it as like, okay, well, it's a horror story, and it's how you can, like, the danger of normalizing, just the worst horrible stuff. That's the horror of that story, but we'll get to it. So
it should have borrowed some things from the fourth story, I think, thematically. Maybe he should have been a little bit more haunted by what he had to do, That's kind of where it should have gone,
Maybe that's what I thought was going to happen. Like, this innocent girl in that story is going to be, because she's just part of it, she's going to be the victim of some kind of supernatural EC Comics, Tales from the Crypt kind of, supernatural justice.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, you made the decision to help your mother, but your decision killed your mother.
Yeah.
Like that.
But it's not that movie, and that's, I guess, why it's kind of intriguing, but also why maybe it doesn't work all the way.
Right.
So I guess set us up. Like, what is the wraparound? What do we have going on here?
Brad Dourif is a rich nerd, if you can believe it. If you can believe it, he's a nerd. And he's camping in the middle of the wilderness. And this is the thing.
He's on his way to Jacksonville
to catch up with his wife, who's taking care of his sick mom.
Yeah.
He's like, we know he's from the city.
Mm-hmm. He has a fancy pocket watch and a fancy outfit. And
he drops all of his bedroll.
Yes.
So we know that he's unaccustomed to traveling across the country by horse.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I think at some point it is revealed that he says he has done some writing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that means he's professional. He does seem to get excited about the idea of telling stories. I thought maybe there was going to be more there, like he was going to steal the stories or somehow he was,
then he would use it and because he was writing at a certain point.
Right.
Writing stuff down and everything, and it's just like, maybe he's going to he hears these stories, he's going to take them, write them down, and
and then there'd be a twist ending.
Mm-hmm.
Which that didn't really manifest itself.
Yeah. And this is the thing that terrifies me about the Old West, is that you can be sitting around a campfire minding your own business, and some stranger will just walk up and be like, either rob you or kill you, or be like, oh, this is my campsite now. Like,
yeah, or they could be friendly.
The horrors of the Old West.
That's why I wonder, because I don't know. Whenever we watch these things, it's always from modern day perspective. Like back then, I mean, there were bad people out there, but like, what was the percentage?
It's a lawless land.
Someone showed up. You have to
but Colin,
assume that they're if
you went,
protect myself.
Colin, if you went camping way out in the wilderness these days, no other people around, and some random person walked up to you, what would you think?
You have to be suspicious.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like, what are the odds someone else is out here? You know. And James Earl Jones has a body hanging on another horse with him. And basically, it's just like, I'm camping here. Fucking deal with it.
But that I thought, like, okay, this is going to lead, like, this is the setup, right? It's like he's got this body on the back of his horse. And so over the course of the movie, we're going to find out something that's going to tie into one of these stories. And then there's going to be a resolution to, right? This is just how they go.
I honestly thought he would tell a story that would end with him a body on the back of a horse.
Yeah.
And then we would get there.
Yep.
And then he'd like stare at him over the fire and be like, do you like that story?
Right. Yeah.
We can write the better version.
We can write the and it's because we've seen so many anthologies that we're expecting all these like mile markers to be hit that don't.
And so when a movie comes along that disregards all of them.
Yeah.
But is that intentional? I guess is the question that we're going to have to figure out as we talk about this.
I'm going to say no, based on the fact it's a first-time writer-director.
First and only.
And a last-time writer-director.
So it's like inexperience.
Yeah.
He fucked up because he was intending to do something different and unique.
Yeah, let's not.
But it doesn't deliver.
Let's not overlook the fact that the best parts are with these seasoned professional actors,
right?
That don't necessarily, the directing may not have come into play with making that good.
Well, he had Janusz Kaminski.
Yeah.
That's Steven Spielberg's longtime DP, right? Like, was this his first
It was his first movie, which we also, he's probably close to being on the wall, if not already, because we did Cool as Ice on this show also, which he also shot. Famous Janusz Kaminski movie, Cool as Ice.
What was the movie that he directed?
Kaminski?
It had Winona Ryder in it. And Jim Caviezel, and it was some like satanic, prophecy thing. He was going to become possessed by whatever. I can't remember what the hell it was called. It wasn't very good, but it was directed by Kaminski, I think, and it had that kind of Minority Report look when he was like
Souls.
Lost Souls. Thank you very much.
Oh, this looks very 2000.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks bad.
Yeah, it was.
No.
Look how 2000s that looks.
Listener from watching that movie, but
maybe we'll do it on the pod.
Somebody's picking up End of Days.
Yeah.
And that similar vibe.
There, it looked like David Desmalchin.
I know it did, but it's Ben Chaplin.
Oh, Ben Chaplin, damn it.
But look at the color grading on that.
Yeah.
It makes me feel bad.
Yeah, it makes me makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, it's the Minority Report color grading.
We have an early Twisted Pictures trailer.
So these two guys are sitting around and they have a friendly antagonistic but friendly rapport.
Yeah.
I say that they're like friendly because even though they're shouting at each other and stuff, nobody really seems to be like, I'm going to kill you for whatever.
Right.
It's just, this is their, braggadocio.
You're insane.
Yeah.
What's your story?
Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah. So they get along, but not really. And I guess, we don't know anything about, just what we've told you about them.
Honestly, I didn't think James Earl Jones would be real.
Yeah, he does
like thing where I'm just like, he's not going to be real. This is going to end up as being part of the story. Yeah.
Or he's after
he's after him.
Right.
Brad Dourif.
Yeah.
Or then at the end, I thought like Brad Dourif is the guy that he was actually after.
Right.
Like none of this happens. None of these twists happen. It's just a straightforward story. Like it is straightforward. So as a horror movie, though, I guess you're like, well, I'm not getting the twists and surprises that I expect.
Right, which makes it unsatisfying. But yeah, James Earl Jones is more antagonistic and rough around the edges and kind of like a wild man almost. Like we kind of don't know what his deal is. It would make sense that he's not real if that was the twist. He also didn't he say he hasn't seen anyone else for a year or something like that at some point.
So we know he's a bounty hunter. Basically, he's got this dead body. And then he camps down with Brad Dourif. And at some point, I don't even remember what the instigation for this was. But it's like, what if I tell you a story? It just like kind of comes out of the blue. Like, what if I tell you a story? You know?
Yep. It goes from stop talking. No, you stop talking. You stop talking. All right, well, I'm going to tell you a story.
Yep. And the first story is this old guy who's Will Hare, right? Played by Will Hare.
From the grandpa from Silent Night, Deadly Night.
And then the grandpa from Eyes of Fire. And then the grandpa from probably something else.
And Mr. Peabody from Back to the Future.
Yep. He's riding his horse through a Native American burial ground and I guess being disrespectful. Don't really get
just
much of that.
Well, by going on.
But if you really want to hit this point home, have him kicking stuff over and being a real shithead, you know?
Because he is kind of like, not necessarily making fun of them, but just like, I don't understand your tradition. Why would you do this? I'm not going to be the one who's going to end up just laying down and decomposing like the rest of you fools. Calls a lot of people fools.
Yes.
Yeah, because I guess that's what.
Their tradition while going through all of that.
I'm just saying, if you really wanted to paint this guy as a not good guy, dial it up a little more, you know?
Kick something over.
Right.
But no, he.
Well, I mean, his I don't know. His sin is going on to the native land and
then taking a nap.
Well, because something happens, right? He finds what?
A body.
Was the guy dead?
Unclear.
I think it was an old like Indian chief or something like that who is dying, and so they have taken him out and done the ceremony and put him on like a
fire.
Yeah,
isn't on fire.
Yeah, right. A mound, I guess. Right, and he's going to expire, and Will Hare rides in and kind of like starts mocking him as like, I don't know what you're doing. I'm not going to lie down, and nobody's going to say that I lay down and, died. And the old guy
starts moving.
And so you're like, oh shit, he's alive. And he gestures for him to come closer. And so like an idiot, Will Hare does. And then the old guy
bites part of his ear off.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, what'd you do that for? You bit me, blah, blah, blah. And the old guy dies at this very moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we're like, ooh. And
that'll do something. The bite on the ear.
No.
So
it's not really important. Yeah.
So Will Hare, I would keep calling him by his real name because I don't know what the character.
Don't know if he even had one.
Yeah. Wanders off and I think succumbs to the bite that he's had, loss of blood or whatever, and falls asleep, a deep sleep. It turns out because what happens to him?
The natives come and bury him in a mound, and the montage of them assembling this mound is the longest part of the story.
They build a mound over him.
We see it's like a tutorial on how to do this.
Basically.
Yeah.
There's shots of a woman like making sure that the children are sleeping. Like it's like, okay, so here's the family. I was like, are they spirits? But no, they're actually, I think probably the family that was there to bury grandpa, right? And so they're just waiting until he dies or something. And Will Hare has interrupted this. So now they bury him.
Yeah, they take all his stuff and they bury him
in this like kind of hollow mound thing. Yeah. And he's a deep sleeper, so he doesn't wake up. And then the next morning he does wake up.
He's buried alive.
And he's like, oh my God, let me out, let me out, let me out. And we see the children playing on top of the mound.
Jumping up and down on it, which is pretty funny. And that's it. The story's over. Folks, we're done.
So the movie at this point, so we're like, okay, well, that wasn't really much of a...
Well, if the reveal is going to be that he's buried alive, you have to play up the horror of that more. We don't get there's one or two shots of him buried alive where he flicks the light a little bit, and that's it. It should have been like a close up and pan out, and you see that he's buried alive. It needed to have more horror elements to it. If this is going to be the end,
go, like I said, more traditional ghost story kind of thing. He'd wake up as the like a spirit transference, but this is not. That's not what this is after. It's
like they had no imagination.
Well, they do, but it's like they're aiming for something more literary because Brad Dourif then starts explaining to us or to James Earl Jones that like, no, your story actually was about like an old man, and dying, and the young people like, still continuing to go on. So it's like there's a philosophy behind it.
Yeah.
And James Earl Jones is like, sometimes the story is just a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he keeps going for like, well, why? Yeah. Brad Dourif keeps questioning him. He's like, it's just a goddamn story, my friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I told it how it is. They're Indians. This is how it went. Like, I'm not always like,
And
what
like-
did you make up? How much is it? Like, it's just a story.
Which is weird. This like conversation is kind of meta given how that's how we're talking about the movie. It's like, okay, yeah, it's a story, but it's not very entertaining. You need to zhuzh it up a little bit here and there. Like we are Brad Dourif in this situation talking to Winco being like, okay, I get what you're going for, but it needs some punching up here and there. Yeah.
So
and
this
then
is-
Winco's going, no, it's just a story.
It's just a story. And we're like, yes, but this is a movie. It needs to be more than just a story.
But his movie is like, it's trying to talk about like storytelling and like how storytelling is this human thing where between two people it's both entertaining and it forms a human connection. Like this is in the dialogue. This is me.
amazing that
like
that is
he's saying
what
this.
he's trying to say, and
Yeah.
he does it in the most boring way.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
amazing.
Right.
That's what he's going for.
So like that's the two guys talking, and then I think James Earl Jones is like, okay, fine, I got a scarier story.
Yeah.
And guys, this movie's about to peak really hard, really fast,
Yeah.
and
Real hard.
then never bounce back ever.
Yeah, no.
And, like-
maybe a little bit with an animation later on, but
Right.
nothing like this.
Okay, and I know we've said this before, and I can't remember what we said, but on previous anthologies, we've talked about where do you put your best one? Did we say in the middle or second to last, right?
Second to last.
Second to
I think.
last is where you put your best one?
Or last. You
Or
got to
la-
save
yeah.
the best for
You
last.
hit 'em
Yeah,
hard and
yeah.
leave.
You got to start with a strong one.
Yeah.
Then you have your like
Dip.
kind of
Yeah.
the worst one. Then you
Yeah.
got to build, and then
Yeah.
boom, you got to hit
Yes.
You
them.
got him at the end.
Oh, man. And this is just like peaks really quick and then plummets.
Okay, so what's this one about? And
Oh,
who's in
man.
it?
Well,
Marty McFly's brother.
Marty McFly's
Mark
brother.
McClure. Yeah, Jimmy,
Yes.
the original Jimmy, not the original.
He's
78 Jimmy Olsen.
he's riding through the West, and this is what I'm talking about. If you run into a strange person out in the middle of nowhere, ask questions, because why are they also out here?
Yeah.
You know?
Why are you
Um,
alone?
Yeah. If you see a like 9 months pregnant looking woman in the middle of nowhere, you should ask a lot of questions. So he
Well,
comes.
he's doing that like it's not necessarily chivalrous, but he's trying to respect her privacy. He's like, I'm not going to ask. It's like, but do you need help? So he's trying to be a nice guy, I guess.
Yes. And he kind of like escorts her ways. She's trying to hide the fact that she's pregnant, but she's hiding it pretty poorly. So, and then
What do we learn about her? Why is she out
she
there?
was, she said she was banished from town.
Yeah.
And this got us on a side tangent of like,
We're already making up stories. at
yeah,
this
yeah,
point,
we're already like,
She's
yeah.
She's either a whore and she got kicked out of town
Yeah.
for whoring and it
Yes.
wasn't good,
Or she's a witch.
or she's a witch and got kicked out of
Yeah.
town for doing that,
Maybe both.
or she got pregnant out of wedlock
Yep.
and they're just like, get the fuck out of here. We're very religious. A lot of reasons, none of them come from this movie, but
But we were talking about, could you imagine nowadays if you could just be like, get out of our town?
If the power of a town had to banish people,
Yes.
would
Yeah.
be pretty great.
Yeah. It's just, God, could you imagine taking like a town vote on if you're going to banish somebody or not or something? Yeah.
You are banished.
Yes.
It's like
Should
a
we
witch.
banish
Yes.
Gotta
Sir Margaret vote?
Yeah.
Yep.
I kind of wish we had that
Connor
power,
McLeod.
honestly.
I think-
Yeah.
Clan McLeod. He
I
got,
would love to be the announcer for that.
Yes.
Like, yeah, step right up, yes, vote here, vote here.
Just imagine all the people you don't like that piss you off and if you could kick them out of town.
Right, yes. You can also do write-in voting if
Yes.
it's a certain person, if we get enough.
Just be like, you're not our problem anymore. Go annoy someone else, you know? Like
go somewhere
it's not completely ruining their life, but it's getting them out of your hair, you know? Like
you just have to go outside the city
Yeah,
limits, right? Then you
exactly.
can camp.
yeah, exactly.
Right,
Mhm.
find your revenge and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
For the comeback and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So
So they're laying by the fire having some casual talk, and suddenly she's not pregnant anymore.
he wakes.
Suddenly
He
she's-
hears strange gurgling noises,
Yes.
and he rolls over in the middle of the night,
Mhm.
and that's when she's not pregnant.
Yes.
And she said she was faking. She was doing it to people tend to be kinder to a woman who's just wandering around pregnant.
Yes, and this is you should have alarm bells going off. Like, okay, this was a trick to,
Right. Especially when she's overcome with prairie horniness.
Yes.
Yeah, because she keeps saying it's like what she's saying is opposite of her act. Because she's like, "You're not going to do anything to me. You're not going to. Yeah, don't hurt me, or don't do anything to me."
Mm-hmm.
As she's like coming on to him.
Yes.
And
she warned him.
She did.
She warned him.
It's true.
As conflicting as those signals may have been, she warned him.
And when she's unzipping his fly, he's
sex.
like,
yes,
Yep.
they have sex. Yeah.
Yeah, and then as he's screaming in orgasm, what happens, Michaela?
He gets sucked into her vagina.
Like, first we just see the ass deflating.
Yes.
Oh no! And then
his legs go.
He folds in half backwards and gets sucked right up her vagina.
to say we were surprised.
Oh, the way Sean and I were howling,
Like that we did not know this movie had it in it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I was screaming at the
Yes.
See, I was sitting there going like, what would probably happen next is, I was like but it's.
Colin
I'm like,
does this.
Yes.
But I saw it 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't have a conscious memory of it,
Yeah.
but it
your
probably
guess is that
informed
that's
it.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
This sounds like the old trick when you cut to a new scene and all you hear is the punchline to a joke.
Yes.
This is that.
Yeah.
It's like, so cut to a new scene, like, and then she sucked it into her vagina,
Yes.
and everyone dies laughing.
Yes,
Like, that is what
exactly.
this is.
And
And you're like, what?
it
I need to hear the rest of that joke.
it reminded me of, you've seen Wishmaster 2, right?
This is where the
Where the guy fucks himself, the lawyer fucks himself.
I want my
The
lawyer
way
back.
the way that happened in the movie, the mechanics of it are similar because that lawyer like folds in half in a weird way, and and like the effect's not good, but it's
Which
It's
the-
effective.
it works, yeah.
Is what's going to make him fuck himself.
Yeah,
That
I know it doesn't make any sense.
In this one, I thought the
Wishmaster,
effects.
yeah, no, in this one it looks pretty good, like for
is
what they're
great.
trying. You get what's happening, I guess.
I got
know,
it. It was
yeah.
like 3 shots, and I got it. I'm like, oh,
But
wow.
I like that he deflated first.
He did.
Before he
truly
gotta
did.
like when you roll up an air mattress, you gotta squeeze all the air out before you get in there.
Surprising.
Yeah.
And then,
She's pregnant again.
Yep.
Fully 9 months pregnant again, and then walks off, and that story's over. And once again, I need a little bit more.
Right.
But it's simple in a way that like ghost stories are simple. Like old timey.
Yeah.
It's like ghost stories. It's like that's all that there is. And it's like, ooh, and she's still out there walking around looking for
Right.
her
Right.
next
You
victim.
can still see the lamplight by the railroad.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
You could run into her, so just beware while you're out there, young man. Kind of thing. There's criticism that goes on between the two. Like they're critiquing the stories. I mean, that's that is the focus of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
is, like
And it's the best part.
coming up with stories, embellishing stories, what stories mean to us, and like criticizing the other guy's story, how to improve a story. Because I think was Brad Dourif offering like you could have done this. There was more to it. You could have changed it or embellished or
Again, like you said,
Yeah.
doing what we're doing here.
So not to be outdone then. Brad Dourif is like, I can tell you
He's been outdone. I'm sorry. There's no topping this. Like
Nothing. Especially with his story. His story
Right.
sucks.
his story, yeah, especially because like you said, it's grounded in so much realism that it's like, dude, he just said her vagina sucked this man, and you think you're like telling a black man about a lynching is gonna
Right.
top
And he's
this.
so, at the end of it, but he's so happy with the story. He
Oh,
told.
yeah.
So-
Yeah.
because he's like, I came up with a better way. It was
Yeah.
better. Well, how does Brad Dourif react to the
He's
pregnant
disgusted.
story?
Yeah.
He's disgusted, but James Earl Jones points out, it's like, you liked it. It
But
did
he
something
said,
to
"Tell me a horror story." He told you a horror
Yeah.
story.
And he's like, it's vile and disgusting. And
Right.
James
And
Earl
just because
Jones
I had
is
a
like,
reaction to it doesn't mean I liked it. And then James Earl Jones is like,
I think you liked
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the problem with everything nowadays.
Did you guys feel a little annoyed by this kind of like position Brad Dourif was taking? Because it's kind of like people who don't like horror movies and
Yeah.
don't get people who
Yeah.
like horror movies. I was like, hey, no. Yeah.
But it shows that
No.
he's still intrigued by it.
Right.
Like, even though he's morally
Right.
opposed to it,
Right.
it still had him going. I like that he's like, but I didn't know where it was going until it got there, and it's like, well, it wouldn't have been a good story if you did.
Yeah, I mean, it's well documented on the show, but I have a long history of when someone takes a point of moral superiority in a movie, I'm like, no, you don't get to do that, and especially not in a horror movie.
Yeah.
But
So then Brad Dourif, so he basically tells him, he's like, I have a better story because I've been a writer, and I actually have, that's why I'm so interested in your stories. It's like, stories are my trade or whatever. And so I'm going to tell you a better story. And so what's his story and who's in it?
His story is Little House on the Prairie meets lynching. It's
with William Atherton.
William Atherton,
an actor that I've always thought like has he ever been in a heroic performance?
Never been a good guy. Have we ever liked him in anything?
Seriously,
It's like there's something about his demeanor, and he's probably a really nice guy. I think, may he rest. But right, just kill it really well.
I don't know. He was in the most recent Ghostbusters. So
he was okay.
Yeah,
so he's
so
still with us.
Wow.
pretty good.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's still alive.
All right, let's hope he's still alive. But there's something about his demeanor that always he comes off as a guy with a low moral fiber.
He's only 78. He's still good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, any heroic roles or
sure, I doubt it.
he's always just the smarmy bad guy.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You know what you're good at. Just
Yeah.
go for it.
I mean, imagine the weight of that on you. That's your career. You're always going to be,
Hey, go for it.
Oh, he was in Gin, that Genie movie that came out a few years ago that we were debating, kicking around watching.
Not the Toby Hooper one.
No.
Okay.
No, not that one. This one has Ray Park in it.
Honestly, I thought this story was going to get I was looking for a goat named Philip. I was looking for a couple other things just because I had the witch on
Right.
Okay, they've moved into the frontier. Something's obviously going to go wrong because it never really works out for these people.
Right. This is like a family with a covered wagon.
Yes.
William Atherton, his wife, and their teenage daughter.
Right.
Okay.
And this is something I'm always fascinated with Old West stuff is the idea of land grabs.
Yeah.
I'm so mad we missed out on this part of society.
You just go that way, and if you get there first.
Yeah. Well, they used to have races where they would you would line up and you'd get stakes and they'd blow a whistle and you go and you mark off your property and it's yours.
The land
Yes.
rush.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And they have one
Colin,
square mile.
It's mine now.
They have 1 square mile. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
I know. That's how all these things get subdivided.
Yeah.
And all that over. Yeah.
This is how businesses start. It's
Yeah.
I'll give you that little piece of land. You can build a house.
Yep.
I'll buy your
gotta pay
land
me.
because that guy got killed. So I went to the bank and bought his land, and now I have this big territory. And yeah.
Honestly, watching this movie just made me want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 some more. The bounty hunting, the land grabs and stuff. I was like,
Well, that's
man.
a positive.
Yeah. They are gonna live on this land and build a house. It's like literally a little house on the prairie, and then
the housemaking never comes.
Never.
Get
No.
to it. They had around this place for a while. But what is their main? The kind of like the center of it is a.
So a bunch of the town I don't want to say townsfolk, but a group of neighbors, I guess.
There is a town.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant before that with the they actually
have
set the.
The table. Oh, yeah.
Table, they have the table with the place settings and all that.
This always made me think of
First Night.
For some reason. What's the Mel Gibson's the war movie? The Patriot.
Yeah.
Where the British are always like, it's tea time, and there's just a table and a
In the
field
middle,
and
yes.
tea going over plans and stuff.
That's true. This is a fully set table, flowers in a vase, silverware,
in a field.
in the fields. Yes, and meanwhile they're sleeping in a tent. Yeah, it's
so the movie or the story does give a little bit of character detail here, or some kind of foreshadowing and stuff, because William Atherton's two things. William Atherton's character is the way that he treats his wife. What would you say? At this point, is dismissive? No,
very much don't ask questions, kind of.
It's like, you're my wife.
Leave it to the man, woman.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like he loves her, but it's very much like she's property in some way.
Understand what I have to do.
Yeah,
to get this for us. I did this for us.
and she's like, but how are we going to pay? Because it sounds like there's a loan or something that they're, so how are we going to pay this? And there's implication. Well, he just poo-poos that, which I guess you can read a couple ways. You're like, either he has He's just like, tonight we're here, and don't worry about it.
Either he
Or-
has ways to do it, which are illicit.
Yep.
He's hiding the fact that he doesn't have a way to pay it back. And
Right, yeah.
finally he's really just hoping
Right.
that something's going to come along and he'll be able to do it. And yeah.
Everything's possible at this point. But
Yeah.
then it becomes a little more solid when...
A handful of guys ride up in the middle of the night,
The
and they're
local
like,
government rides up.
yes, and they're like, we need you to come with us right now. No questions asked.
We have
You
some
know
business
what
to
you
do.
got to do. Yeah. And the wife is like, don't do this. So does she know what he's doing or no?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
because he's done this a time or two before.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And she's like, don't do it. Bad shit. And he slaps her.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't question me kind of vibes. Yeah,
Yep.
like you said.
Yeah.
And the
So it's like
daughter.
it just keeps getting worse for the like your I guess your appreciation of them. It's like, okay, this guy is it's going to turn out he's a piece of shit.
Right. And the daughter's watching this whole thing.
Mhm.
And she sneaks out in her bonnet, as we pointed out, to follow her dad and sees them gleefully lynching and beating a man.
I
So-
thought that when she, because I saw the glow of the fire on
Yeah.
her face, I'm like, he's going to be like a Klan member or
Yep.
something, like riding around.
Yeah.
Basically,
And I guess it's-
yeah,
What he
yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah, and so
Because they're cheering, they're like, Yahoo! When they're
Yeah.
doing
They
it.
weren't
yeah.
shooting guns,
In the
but
air, yeah.
they're riding
beating the
around,
body.
Yeah.
Is this half a body? Have they? Because
Yes.
the shot
Yeah.
wasn't too clear. But
No.
I saw no legs on this.
the
picture.
photography is bad.
Well, it
the
doesn't help
transfer-
that the transfer is so, pixelated, we can hardly see. But
So based on dialogue, not so much what I was able to see, I can tell that there's a fire, right?
yeah.
But it appears that there's a fire around a tree. I think they have hung a man and cut him in half.
Yikes. Yeah.
And I believe, according to the dialogue, there's a woman and a child there, I think, tied to the tree
Yeah.
and burning, even though I couldn't make them
Right.
out. But I think that's
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
actually
And
happened.
I think this is where the R rating comes from,
Okay.
is this.
Okay.
Because it's rated R for intense and frightening imagery. So I assume that this is where it comes from mostly.
There's a
And
lot
from, like, the
yeah,
blood
there's
and
some
stuff
blood,
in
the-
some
Yeah.
good
in the
amount of
fourth
blood.
one.
Yeah.
The body in the back of James Earl Jones's
Right.
horse
It's dripping blood, too.
bleeding from the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. A recent kill,
Mhm.
apparently.
Mhm.
But he won't pass.
So the guy he's part of a lynch mob,
Mhm.
right? And daughter sees it and screams. And so then he breaks away from his cronies and
Mhm.
goes back to confront the daughter
Mhm.
over what she has seen.
Mhm.
and
and-
his fanaticism comes out.
Yeah, because he's making a case for like why you do this kind of stuff, where she's the innocent one going like, no, this is wrong.
Mhm.
There's no excuse for it. This is morally wrong. So then mom comes out of the tent and mom's like, what's going on? Sees the
Mhm.
thing.
Because he's going into the whole thing. It's like they're monsters. They're not people. They're just
Yeah,
not human
yikes,
beings.
yeah.
We don't look at them like it's vile shit.
And keep in
Yeah.
mind, Brad Dourif is telling this story to James Earl Jones.
You know, I
Like,
wonder. So
That's the
what-
subtext of this,
Is
you
it
know?
specifically to horrify him?
Right.
I read this. I was like sitting there going like, I mean, I'm sure, does James Earl Jones have notes
Mhm.
on like how his character would react to
Mhm.
this,
Yeah.
but he doesn't seem to react the way you would expect. Again, I'm
Right.
like, was the character just written as the old grizzled
Yeah.
bounty hunter,
Right.
and they cast James Earl
And they
Jones,
just
Mhm.
went with that.
and then
Right.
they just went with the way it was written?
Well, it doesn't matter if he's black.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
That's what. Okay, so
Mhm.
you're feeling that too. Like that's
Yeah.
maybe what they. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. No, because we'll get there. But James Earl Jones is, I liked it.
Yeah, exactly.
All in for it. But
I mean, I get, because, like I said, I think the interpretation. Well, we got to finish the story.
Mhm.
So, the mom comes out, and we're like, okay, mom is going to defend the daughter against evil racist dad,
for a
Mhm.
minute,
and with a shotgun, like,
Mhm.
get away from her,
Yeah.
psh, And so dad backs off, and so mom takes the daughter in, and what is the conversation that they have?
I don't remember this,
this is
part.
them those two in the tent going. I love him,
Oh, yeah.
and basically it boils down to like, if I keep loving him, I can get him to stop. Which is
Classic,
this whole
yeah.
conversation is one big trigger.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
For
yeah.
every abused woman
Yes.
who's ever been like, but he really loves me.
I can fix him. Yep,
Yeah.
I can fix
yeah,
him.
because it was like,
All of
Yeah.
there's
in
this
conversation.
escalation to
Yes.
this, like, oh my god, he's horrible, and then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, but mom
But
is going
some
to find out, but it's like mom knows.
Mom
Mhm.
knows, and she's like, some men are just evil, and he could feel that in himself, and he's doing it.
Well, no,
for
he's
free.
not, because he can tell the difference.
Yeah.
And so that's why she thinks she can rescue him. And I think she says, like, her position was, I guess that isn't the father. That isn't the little girl's father.
Right, because she found William Atherton found her a belly full of babies. Is how she put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is
No
the
one would
one
take her.
guy
Yes.
who would take her. And so
Right.
she loves him. And it's
Right.
just like, this is like a complicated,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's darkness all around in this story. Yeah.
Because the girl, is like, because she's, I think, your pure moral.
Right. She's wearing
point of
all
view.
white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's wrong. And then, but mom explains to her, it's like, but he's, who I have, and I'm going to love him. And so then the story
What other
ends.
option- I mean, what other option did she have at the time? Like, so you.
Did you watch the Long Island serial killer interview with the wife thing we were talking about? This is literally her
where
argument.
She's defending it?
She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she was the only one who would take care of me. He protected me. Like, that's how she defends her serial killer husband. Like, very similar dialogue in that
Yeah.
documentary. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, at this point, we're like, this is the third story in 4 anthologies, and the horror is just bad people in this. Like,
Well, yeah, but I mean, because it gets worse
mhm.
Yeah.
with
Yes.
how it wraps up. 'Cause so like they sleep at, okay, they go to bed and they wake up in the morning and dad's cutting,
Everything's a little tense. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like.
Yep.
because dad's like,
Dad
where's
hit
my
mommy
daughter?
last night, but
Yeah.
Daddy didn't
Oof,
mean it.
yeah.
You just needed to,
Mhm.
wake mommy up and
Oh,
make sure she
the
understood
aftermath
what was going
when
on.
your parents had a fight was always
Yeah.
so awkward. Yeah. Oh
Just like
boy.
that.
So so daughter pokes her head out of the tent and dad's like, I don't know if she's going to talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens?
Well, he's gonna go to town.
Mhm.
He's gonna go pick up some supplies and everything. And he asks his wife, "You want to go with me?
Mm-hmm.
You want to like me? Maybe we could be a family again." And she's like, "I have so much to do. Take your daughter, Ava. Ava, go with your father." And so they're just like, "All right." And so they're heading to town. They're on the wagon in what must be the slowest, most boring ride ever, just because they're going like 2 miles an hour.
Mhm.
But so she gets her bonnet back because they
Mhm.
find it on the trail.
The one that blew off while
Yeah.
she was running
Right,
off
when
to
she
the,
saw him
the lynching.
murdering
Yeah.
a man and celebrating
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
and then burning his family at the stake. They don't say much, but she does end up saying she loves him
Mm-hmm.
at
Yeah.
this point, and it's almost like she's listening to her mom. She's taking up her mom's mantle in
Mhm.
that if we love him, eventually we can convince him this is wrong.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yes.
But that's the horror.
Yes.
And
It's
so
like-
that's the horror.
I don't know. I
Yes.
might say that is the best story. Like thematically, as a
Thematically, yeah.
story, that one has the most meat and has a payoff.
We
And
hate
you're
it
like,
because
holy
there's no
fuck.
comeuppance for the evil guy.
Yes.
'Cause
That's
that's-
why
Yes.
we don't like it.
Yeah.
But it is the most thematically sound one in as far as being horrifying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I think, yeah, because I guess, and even it felt like a kind of a, like, you had that first one, which was inexplicable, kind
Yeah.
of like, okay, it's about dying in old age. And then the
Right.
second one is
Shock
like, okay,
value.
that's the fantastical ghost story.
Yeah.
And then this third one is like, wow, this is like
real.
Too real. Yeah.
you're
too
going
real.
for like
Yes.
we're trying
Yeah.
to be literary and
Yeah.
and it changes the vibe and it's
Yeah.
like, oh wow, this is like serious as hell.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a fun movie. This is we're trying to do something serious here.
I did expect this story to go in a way where he had made some like deal with the devil where he had to do this to get them the property, but like more in a supernatural sense, not just in a like corrupt government sense. Like I thought it was going to be like I literally like signed in blood that I would do
Like,
whatever bidding,
Right. I
you know.
have to do this, otherwise you'll die.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
I
But
missed-
no.
was
That
it
would
the
be
government?
more-
Was there like a sheriff involved, or this is a lynch party who's taking justice
yeah,
into their
yeah.
own hands, kind of thing? Okay.
I mean,
Right.
it's not
That
really
would be
clear,
more
but
like
yeah.
even if it was a deal with the devil,
Yeah.
that gives sympathy to that character,
Right.
which we don't want.
right.
No, I
That's
thought
the
you'd
problem.
have the ghosts of the people that he's killed over, coming back
Yeah.
and taking his whole family. It's tragic because
Right.
the little
Yeah.
girl goes with. But no, this is like,
Again, it's
Mm-hmm.
the thing where you're just like, I did this for you guys, but then all
Yep,
his actions
yeah.
are going to take his family away
Yep.
from him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Creepshow was making this story, that's how it would be. Yeah.
And so James Earl Jones says, I liked it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
did he understand it?
Yeah.
It's like, but he's like, well, you got me thinking now, and I'm going to come up with a story that's even better than that one.
Yeah.
And I think at that point, Brad Dourif is like, okay, I was just, bragging that my story was better. Yours were as equally good.
Yeah.
Let's go to sleep.
Right.
I was like, no, I can't let you tell this good story. I know 1,000 stories. I know 2,000 stories. We'll find one that's good.
So what's the one that he's going to finish the
First, he's got to clear his head, Colin, by shooting off a couple shots at the nearest cactus.
yeah.
So he does.
He's
that.
all riled up
Yep.
now.
Riled up.
His
He's
performance,
Like,
I gotta.
challenged.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen anybody in a year. He's got all these stories he's getting out, and so he's letting this all out. But he's going to be bested by this nerd he just happened upon. No,
The city nerd, yes.
He won't let that happen. He's seen. I've seen this whole country, at least the other side of the big river. But he's seen the big part of the country.
Yeah.
He knows a thing or two. He's not going to let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
He's Morrison. Is that his name?
Morrison.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Morrison and Farley, I think.
Yeah.
was the other guy.
Farley
Yeah.
Deeds.
Yep.
So we have an Old West small town where the sheriff is making people fight for his.
No, the sheriff's sitting it out. He's morally.
Who is the guy in the white suit?
That's
then?
like
What's
the
his-
rich guy,
Okay.
the land baron or whatever, right?
Yeah. It's the big land baron. It's like I kept going back to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for like during the Old West scenes for
Yeah.
this part. I'm just like, oh, it's just kind of that. But yeah, he's like the big land baron who like controls the sheriff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sheriff, you don't want to do that. You'll mess with my business.
Yep.
Mhm.
Now, let's just look the other way.
Yes,
That guy.
I loved
He
it.
needs a new right hand man, a new Top Gun.
I love that his whole outfit was white, which is how you know he's rich because he doesn't care that it gets dirty in the Old West, right?
It's like Calvin Candy. Is that who the character that Leonardo DiCaprio played?
Oh, and Django.
Django?
Yeah.
But I love the
Don
detail that
Johnson
he
and-
has.
Yeah.
He has white gloves and he's smoking a cigar with white gloves. And I was like, I should start
Risky.
smoking with gloves. Like it feels very dignified.
Yeah, well, it keeps the stains. You get the stains that don't
I
stain
know,
your fingers.
But he doesn't care because he's so rich, Colin. It
Well,
doesn't
no, it's
matter.
not staining his
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, man, maybe I should get like smoking gloves.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice character detail. I appreciated. And he's basically forcing these marksmen to duel.
Yeah,
And the winner gets to contract with him as security details. That was my understanding. Yeah.
Well, he's got a job,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I think there was a job that he needs done. So he needs hitmen. So he's hiring gunslingers, but he's going to find the best one
Yes.
who can kill the other ones
Yeah.
and
Yes.
come out on top. It's like a bracket challenge.
Yeah,
Basically.
tournament of death. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. What does the opening line say? We open on 4 gunmen. Well, actually 6. 2 are already dead. Or, yeah.
6 people or 4 people. Actually, 6. 2 are dead.
Yeah. And I love the 2 caskets leaning up against the rail already.
Yeah.
I love that Old West detail. Like, we always have caskets at the ready. They're always right there.
Yeah, because it always goes back and just like Back to the Future, where he's measuring him. And he's
Yes.
"Need a suit. It's for your cat."
Exactly. Jonah Hex, the opening scene of Jonah Hex, there was like the whole line of caskets that he shot up. Yeah. And there's one guy who's at the top. We don't learn much about him.
He's like the man in black, right?
Yeah.
It's Scott Paulin, who I like.
Oh no, I'm
recognize
talking about the other guy, the guy with the mustache, the Mexican guy.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't know much about him other than he's
Right.
on a streak, I guess,
Yeah,
because he's still alive. Yeah.
He's murderous and he's a little more wild than
Yes.
everybody else as compared to our character who is coming up.
I love this characterization of this guy though. They say, what do they say? He's good to women. He dresses well, and something else. He likes fine cognac or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they really set the stage that this guy, like, appearance is very important to
Yeah.
him, and
Right,
like being and where they say it's not shooting to him, it's like artistry or something.
artistry.
It's a craft. Yeah.
And efficiency, because
Yes.
he only has 1 bullet in the gun.
Yes. And yeah, we see like he has like a getting ready montage where we see him assemble his gun very precisely
I like
and
this.
slowly. Yeah, me too.
This is good.
But yeah, he is very much a Man in Black kind of vibe, and I liked it. And it did make me think a little bit about Westworld, and I was like, I should go back and watch the TV show Westworld. But
Michael Fassbender would play this
Yes.
character in a
Oh.
remake.
I would love it.
Have you
Yeah.
guys seen Slow West?
No.
The Michael Fassbender Western.
Really?
Oh, go watch Slow West. It's got what's his name who played what's the disappearing mutant in X-Men?
Oh.
Alan Cumming.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the same. He plays the young version of the
Oh.
character, Nightcrawler.
Okay.
He plays Nightcrawler.
Cody Smith McPhee.
Cody
Yeah.
Smith.
Oh, that one.
He's
Okay.
Yeah.
too.
Oh, wow,
What's his name
yeah.
is Ben Mendelsohn is the bad guy in that.
Nice.
It's a good movie. Go watch
Slow West.
everyone
Yeah,
go watch
this
Slow
does look
West.
good.
It's a good movie. Good Western, frontier, bad guys, good guys,
Hell
who's
yeah.
who and what have you, the moral gray ground and all that stuff. Yeah, go watch that. Slow West.
This does look good.
Yep, it's good stuff.
I'm into it.
Yeah, forgot where we were.
Yeah. So we see like a long montage of him getting ready and how appearance and details are very important. And yeah, like you said, he's efficient because he uses one bullet.
Yep.
We go down and
He even shows it to him.
One bullet.
There's a joke in there that I didn't get, or at some point, like, I don't know, they said something.
Yeah. I wish he would have had like a one-liner before he did it, right? Because it feels like they should be having one-liners before they shoot. But
It's like a high noon standoff in the street.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Also,
the
that's
quickest
how you
draw?
build your legend as a gunslinger.
Yeah.
It's like you got your final line before you kill someone. Like he does say, "Good." What does he say? Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like goodbye.
But it's like you have the look, you have the vibe. Why not do the one-liner? You're 90% of the way there with this. Like you said, if this is like your persona throughout the West,
this is what gets you jobs. This is what grows your legend. This is what gets people scared of you. This is what gets you like that drink's on us, sir.
Right.
Like, that's what this gets you. So you got to like build it up. You got to be a showman for something.
Right.
You can be the silent type who's just like a silent killer, but you got to do some stuff to have your calling card.
So he
God,
shoots.
I fucking love the Old West.
I know, right? That's like it's a well I'll always go back to because it's always interesting.
Yeah.
Even though we've seen it all before, I love
It's
it.
because it's such an age where there's so little information.
Yeah.
An age when we live with so much of it. That ambiguity or the mystery of it all is very intriguing to that. And what you can build without telling anybody else. You can be anyone at that time, no matter who you are.
Are you familiar with the family known as the Bloody Benders from the Old West?
Ooh, I'm
Okay, you guys will love this.
Benders.
They I think were based in Missouri. They ran an inn, and it was a family with like lots of young, pretty daughters that would invite people to stay the night, invite them in for dinner, and they would murder these people with a hatchet behind their head while they were eating dinner, Texas Chainsaw style, and take their money and bury them. And they were like did this for decades, killed hundreds of people, just by doing this method. And I'm like, why is there no movie about this family? Give me a big budget movie about the Bloody Benders. Yes.
That's the thing as well. Like, you can just murder people, bury them, and
no one knows.
Gonna know.
Yeah.
Well, eventually
exactly.
they do get, eventually. I mean,
Right.
it just takes much longer, and they have.
That's when you get the good stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody finally figures it out.
Mhm.
The intersection of characters. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Well,
wanna
this
go watch more
guy-
Westerns now.
I know, right?
He shoots the other gunslinger, but even that's like surprising because it's a neck wound. So the guy, like, you think he's going to drop dead, but he doesn't.
Right.
He comes charging down the street and attacks.
And you get the idea that this has never happened to our gunslinger.
Right.
Yeah,
And it traumatizes him.
because the blood gets all over. The other guy bleeds all over him, and then finally dies. Right, and then, but that it creates this. The guy who hired him is like, well, you got to be, come and sign the contract in the morning.
Yeah.
The guy's like, I
Right.
got plans. I think a couple times he says he has plans that night, which turns out that he's got a prostitute right in his room
Yes.
where he's staying, and he's got to clean himself up. He's got to get all the blood
And
off.
he's very meticulous. We see him take like a something under his nail to even get the blood out from under his nails.
And the way they shot him before, when they were shooting him, I was like, this feels like American Psycho.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, he's kind of got some character traits of
Yeah.
this. I'm just like, okay, all right.
Very meticulous about his like pristine appearance. Yeah.
Yep. And I guess he spends the night with her, but he has this dream.
Yeah, it's great.
The dream is like, it reminded me of animation from like Pink Floyd The Wall.
Yeah. Yes.
Where the guy that he killed is like one bullet, and I think loads.
His head
is the bullet into the gun.
The gunslinger. Yeah.
The gunslinger's like,
Yeah.
He loaded it into a gun and shot at someone. And
Yes.
his head is the bullet that
Yeah.
goes flying. And
Yep.
kills
So I'm like, is that
This
guilt?
great.
Are they saying he's got guilt? He's seeing the,
I think so. Yeah.
And so he wakes up and he's got blood on his hands. And it's like, oh, okay, I see what they're underscoring.
Yeah.
It's like, but where did the blood come from? And it turns out the prostitute's having her period.
Yeah.
And
Her
so then
curse.
he
Yes.
freaks out and he's like,
Freaks out.
yeah, get out. Because
Throws her into the wall. He freaks out so hard.
like
yeah.
a picture falls
Yes.
off the wall. He throws her so hard.
Yes. And
Kicks her
throws
out.
like the dirty shit. Like this is his American Psycho snap moment. He can't handle it. Yeah.
He's like, no.
Yes. Which I love the idea of someone being like meticulous about being clean in the Old West, the historically dirtiest time in American history.
dirt
Like,
everywhere.
yeah.
I was, when we see him and he's got like a new shirt on, I'm like, Well, he couldn't have got that laundered that
No.
fast. You know, you got to go down to the laundry somewhere. So it's probably like he just packs a bunch of, you know, so he's prepared. And then the following morning, I think one of the lackeys comes to get him and is like, you know, knock, knock, you know, you got to come sign this contract. So so-and-so isn't, you know, accustomed to being kept waiting. And the guy's like, okay, I'm ready to go, but he feels his chin and he's got a little bit of stubble. And he's like, wait, I'll be out in a minute. And we're like,
minute. Like, fuck you.
He's going to do he is going to shave like cream and everything.
Yeah.
Right. With the straight razor.
Yeah.
Which listeners, if you've had a straight razor shave like this, write in and tell me what it's like and how scary it is. Because I'm curious.
I've never
I've never had one. I would love to.
Yeah.
But we discussed during the movie, like, you got to find somebody you trust.
Yeah.
They're taking a very
One slip.
Especially
in the neck.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Well, you don't even trust yourself in this case because he is haunted by the specter of the guy that he killed, who he sees as holding the razor to his throat, and he eventually cuts, his own throat.
Yeah, we cut away from that before it happens. I think we cut to like James Earl Jones going.
Yep.
Just like
weak. This is the climax of the story. Don't cut away from it.
Ooh, yeah. But also, it's not like
that didn't top the story before it.
No, it did not.
It's not a strong ending to this story.
No.
And it's not the best story to end with because I think if you would have ended with the guy getting sucked into
the vagina, yes.
That would have been the, like, whoa.
You ended on the downer of the William Atherton story.
Right.
That's something that might stick with you, but it's not like it's not the hit them and then leave.
Right.
Which you should have.
And
if it's possible.
So it's morning, and the two storytellers have not slept at all.
No, they've been up all night telling stories.
Brad Dourif is like, okay, well, I got to go. I got to get out east. I'm making 100 miles a day or whatever. And James Earl Jones is like, well, come with me. Let's go south or whatever. You got time, be a man, like you don't have
this
to.
This is what happens when you're married.
Yeah.
Right.
You get no time for yourself.
And there's some banter back and forth, and I don't know what I took from that. It's like, so they actually did, like, they, became friends.
Yeah, they did.
Out here, these lonely souls.
He's thinking about, he wants to do it. Like, Brad Dourif wants to go with James Earl Jones.
And hear more of the 2,000 stories or whatever.
Stories and,
But he's like, no, I'm going east. I got obligations. I'm going that way. And James Earl Jones, it's a funny ending.
Yeah.
Because he reads the bounty. He's like, I'm actually going to be rich. I got like, this guy's worth like $2,000. And so he reads the wanted poster and he says like, yep, he's so-and-so. He did this. He stands this tall and whatever. He's, missing 3 fingers on his left hand or whatever.
Discerning marks on his person, tattoos, missing fingers.
And Brad Dourif's like, says he's missing fingers.
He's not missing fingers. But also like, go cut some fingers off.
Right.
I thought maybe
I'm sure that happened back then, right?
Oh,
yeah.
But I think they could tell.
How many people tried to?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the doctors actually could figure it out. They're like,
cut off post-mortem.
Right.
This man has been missing fingers for 20 years, so this does not make sense.
Right.
But it's kind of a funny or bittersweet ending. I don't know. I mean, it's more than the Brad Dourif rides off to the sunset.
Because he's gone.
And James Earl Jones is like, well,
it's not gonna. It's 8 more days to his destination, so he cuts his body loose. Is like, that's not gonna last 8 more days.
Yeah, Charlie isn't gonna last 8 more days, and so
you take it?
He rides off with. So he is traveling with Brad Dourif.
Okay,
and says, well, it wasn't him. And then we cut to black.
So how'd you take that?
I took it as they are going. He's gonna, the buddies. They're gonna tell more stories the next night.
That's how I took it too. Yeah,
he might be. Like Brad Dourif might be the next one.
Oh,
well, he's not going to make it. But you might,
right?
So
you thought that? See, I don't know.
Could be. I think they like each other too much. That James Earl Jones wouldn't do anything to him.
Yeah, that's how I
think he cut it loose to go with him because he enjoyed their relationship for that night so much that they want to travel together.
Yeah,
but. You could be like, well, he ain't gonna last.
But I also thought that like Brad Dourif would turn out to be like, you got the wrong guy, but it's actually me, and he's gonna kill James Earl Jones. Like none of that happened, and it is kind of like a sweet ending that I didn't expect.
Yeah,
from this movie that's like this cheap horror,
right?
Anthology horror series. It should end on some sort of something. Like again, you
spooky note. Yeah.
Like it should. Like I really wish it'd been like Brad Dourif was the guy he was looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been like, and he figures it out at a certain point. Like he sees something in him reading the description of the wanted poster. Like he notices something on Brad Dourif.
Yeah.
That is within the poster. He's like, wait a second.
You do something. Yeah. It's like, which one of these guys? And you keep flipping it back and forth during the movie and like, oh shit, which one is it? And it's
Just
like
a little something. They got nothing. Weren't that inventive in 1990?
I guess we're going to tell you what we thought of the movie in detail, and whether or not we would recommend that you watch it. So stay tuned. But first, we're going to read some of your mail, and in order to do that, we're going to have to summon our mailman, Igor. Bring us the mail.
Masters, the mail. I've got the mail. So many letters. Our followers are rising.
But thank you, Igor. It's like I'm unfolding my own.
Do you think he's been to the Old West, or parts of him have, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy looks like Igor. You know how to ride a horse?
Probably his teeth.
Yeah. He does have Old West wooden teeth.
Some of them are wood.
Yep.
You know, a horse is probably the animal that gets farted on the most.
You know, I never thought of it that way, but I can't say you're wrong. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I never would have thought of it.
Yep.
But you're right.
Poor horse.
You're right.
Okay, well, we should let the good folks at home know how they can participate on this interactive portion of our show by following along on Facebook,
Facebook.com/Saturday Night Freak Show.
on X,
At Set Freak Show.
by email,
Saturday Night Freak Show, yahoo.com.
and on Instagram at Saturday Night Freak Show. About tonight's movie. Oh, no, sorry. We got some mail about last week's movie,
All right.
The Devil's Advocate.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to have to listen to our episode on The Devil's Advocate, then join us here. Michael Whitaker says, I looked at the ending of Devil's Advocate differently because I was young when I saw this and I was still a churchgoer, but I didn't think of it as a vision, the whole movie, so much as God rewarding him for making the right choice. Even though that choice was suicide, it doesn't totally work as an explanation, but in my mind, he fully lived those experiences.
Okay. All right.
All of that, but because he decided to kill himself rather than do what he needed
Then
to do.
it's divine intervention, and they sent him
Interesting.
back.
There.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know that the movie supports that, but
God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
As the
Not in that movie, though.
Would say. Yeah.
God's not present in that movie, I would say.
Interzone 78 wrote in and said, it's such a fun movie. Y'all have been definitely on a roll. I can't thank you enough for covering Tough Guys Don't Dance.
I wasn't here for that one.
Oh, man, you missed out on something.
Which one was that?
That was the Norman Mailer movie with Wings Hauser.
Oh, wait, no, I was here for that one.
Yeah.
That one was... Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot
Maybe
about
Sean
that
wasn't
one.
here, but
Yeah.
you forgot
oh, my
about
God.
it.
Yeah.
That movie was a
That
trip.
movie was...
Tough Guys Don't Dance.
That was like
I was here for it.
Yeah, he was like a drifter or something. He got involved with this woman, and then there was bodies in the basement of the
movies escaped my brain as soon as we were done recording here. So I do remember parts of it.
Wife,
yeah,
but he was also like the chief of police.
Oh,
yes.
And there was, yeah.
Oh wow, nobody remember. I'm like, that was a high point of the year.
With the one guy with the longer hair who they go to the beach.
Yeah.
And yeah. Okay. Jesus. Wow.
That movie was all over the map.
I'm like, what is this? I remember.
Because it was just, oh wow,
Right.
oh man,
Oh, okay.
wow,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
man.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
that's right. Okay,
All right,
yep,
yeah.
it's coming back. That was a trip. That movie was a trip.
Weird movie.
Brian Nielsen writes in because we had some questions about lawyers on the Devil's Advocate and like, do they have souls? And Brian Nielsen said regarding lawyers, serial killer Jerry Brudos, upon his arrest, pleaded not guilty. And part of his methodology was to take hundreds of photos of his victims. Review of the photos revealed that in one, his face was very clearly visible. And when his defense team found out, they told him he had no chance of winning and had him change his plea to guilty. So I think basically he's saying
I think it depends on the lawyer for sure, but
that goes against the like, lose, I don't lose, I win. I'm a lawyer. That's my job. You know?
Yep.
You ever notice how in every movie Keanu Reeves has that line where he explains what job? I'm a lawyer.
Yes. I'm an FBI agent. Yes.
You know.
Well, and it's funny because, okay, a famed movie Valerian that gets brought up here every once in a while. There is almost what I feel like is a Keanu ripoff in that where he says, federal agent reporting for duty. And his delivery is very similar to I am an FBI agent. And Dane DeHaan sounds like Keanu sometimes.
Valerian, the City of a Thousand Planets?
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I saw that in 3D. It was a big deal.
I've seen it quite a few times.
What's the guy who directed that?
Luc Besson.
Luc Besson,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Watch Fifth Element. It'll be fun.
Mhm.
Travis Legler writes in and says, Michaela.
Oh, I got something wrong, I assume.
I personally love the made-for-TV version of 12 Angry Men
Is it
out
a
of
good one?
all the versions that I've seen. However, Tony Danza was the biggest star. That movie had
forgot.
Jack Lemmon, George C. Scott, James Gandolfini, William Peterson, and Ossie Davis.
I have not seen
It's
it
very
since
well
high school, so yeah. Tony Danza is what stands out.
That's
Yeah.
the TV one, because
Yeah.
when you were talking about it, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
wasn't Jack Lemmon in one?
Yeah.
Jack Lemmon
But there's been
was that?
several versions, yeah, but and one of them is we're talking about
George
this on
C.
Criterion, yeah.
Yeah, George C. Scott's in which one?
This one,
Yeah. the
with
made for
Tony
TV one.
Danza
Yeah.
as the baseball
Yeah.
guy.
Oh,
Well, the guy who
I
needs
forgot
the
Tony
tickets.
Danza was
Yeah,
in that.
he's the guy that has tickets to the baseball game, so he's trying to get it over with so he can go to the baseball game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
it tracks, right? Yeah, Yes.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yes. No, I went on my typical rant about how there needs to be more 12 Angry Men remakes with like whoever the top actors are of the year. Yeah,
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good one.
I know because
like
it's a bottle movie.
Yeah.
You can spend all your money on talent because there's nowhere else you have to go.
no
Yeah,
else-
yeah.
no, that's a good
Mhm,
one. And
yeah.
it's like, who is your? Yeah, you can
Yeah.
fantasy draft.
Exactly,
Man,
yes.
Forever and
Yeah,
ever.
every 10 years.
Yeah.
I like it. Every 10 years, they should all do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Different director.
Get a really all-star director. Like imagine David Fincher's 12 Angry Men. Wouldn't it be great? You
Yeah.
know?
Through keyholes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross doing the score for it, you know?
As
Yeah.
evidence is being brought in.
Yes.
No.
Files
No,
getting
no.
thrown down on the table.
Just as lunch as being brought
Yes.
in. And all that.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
there you go. Copyright.
It's the ultimate fantasy draft movie.
2025
That's a good
Yeah.
one. That's a good
Saturday Night Freak Show. Well, thank you, each of you, for writing in. Apparently, nobody has seen Grim
I
Prairie
mean,
Tales.
it's hard to find.
But you're going to find out what we thought of it, starting with
Sean. And that's weird. 'cause
I do have a Holly wrap up as well.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah.
Holly has
She-
that too. Well,
let's
it
do
is on
hers
the
first.
table. Okay.
Let's do hers
Holly's
first.
wrap up
All right,
is
yeah.
well, it definitely felt like a made for TV movie. I just have no idea what channel. I was very confused through a lot of it. I felt like I missed something the entire time, which I guess I did because I was unclear about what was happening during the reverse birth. It felt clear to me, but I really didn't think any part of the anthology was good. Budget-wise, it felt on par with Are You Afraid of the Dark, but those stories are far more exciting. I can see why this was hard to find. Also, what the fuck was up with the random animated fever dream in the last one? Well, it's literally a dream. And how the prostitute gets blood on the sheets but not on her bloomers. So overall, I found each story boring, but they were stupid too. Mega Pass, which greatly disappoints me because I love an anthology and I love a Western. So Mega Pass, yeah.
Mega Pass. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's tough because there are certain elements of this stuff that I would be like, you have to see that. A man being sucked into a woman's body.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I don't see every day.
Didn't American Gods?
Yes,
Did
it
that
did
do
that
that?
in the
Okay.
pilot episode.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Brian
Yeah.
Miller one?
Yeah. I watched that pilot and I had no idea what the fuck was happening. I couldn't keep
Yeah.
I couldn't keep going because
Yeah,
I was
couldn't
like,
keep
I
going.
can't follow
But I
this
saw
at
that.
all. Yes.
I think.
Yes, it did happen in American Gods.
Orlando Jordan in it, didn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah. There's some interesting stuff about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't last long. Yeah, this one's a tough one because it's got some stuff that is just like, you should see that. Because the interplay between Brad Dourif and James Earl Jones is fun. But the stories themselves they end on the wrong notes, boring notes. It feels like these things haven't been fully fleshed out to a not satisfying degree. And I think that's maybe why I won't recommend it, because there's not enough here for you to dedicate, even if it is only 86 minutes. There's not enough here for me to tell you that you need to dedicate time to watch this movie. But there is some stuff in this that I haven't seen before, and there is some stuff in this that is fun. There is some stuff in this that is fucking depressing. It's tough one. That's a tough one. I'm ultimately not going to recommend it because it's more boring than not. And that's I think, ultimate sin, as we've discussed here many times. Yeah, it doesn't quite get there. If you if you got to the end of Netflix, you know what I mean? Then watch this movie.
This would be in the depths of Netflix. It was anywhere,
Right,
yeah.
right. And I think you know what I mean by that. If you've depleted your other sources of entertainment and you've seen as many movies as maybe we have on this show,
Unless you're looking for horror westerns.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, does this fit in? Like, if you're on a horror western kick, do you have to see Grim Prairie Tales?
No. Again, they just don't do enough because it's close. Like, if they did a little bit more, I could kick it over the edge and be like, yeah, why not? Like, no. Ultimately, I can't recommend it. There's some stuff in here that's wild, but it's not enough for me to fully recommend this movie. So I'm gonna pass on it because you can't dedicate your time to this. But in passing, if you have to, I don't know. It's not fun. Ultimately, no, I won't recommend it. But there's some wild stuff that I hope you enjoyed us talking about. So, pass. But Colin, what did you think?
I mean, I can understand why this movie has a cult following. I guess it's like, you know, somebody says, I found this little thing that nobody else has seen and it's mine. And so it's a cult movie. It's
imagine if you saw it as a kid too.
Well, yeah.
If you were a kid and you saw this, like, it might make an
aware of it. I
impression,
think,
you know?
Because we're probably talking about like people with my experience with it. It's like, I remember it, you know, and like, I remember nobody else has ever heard of Grim Prairie Tales.
If you want a movie where you're gonna be, it's like it's mine. It's like nobody else has ever heard about this.
Well, it's got good performances.
It does. The failing is on the
it's the writing.
Not the performance.
It's the writing more than everything, because I was sitting there and I'm like, this is a movie that I think I respect its intent more than its execution.
Yeah.
And as I was looking at it, I'm like, where is the failing? And I think it's the writing. I think it's a smart movie, but it's not clever enough in its writing. Like, even the scenes between Brad Dourif and James Earl Jones, there were times where, you know, you feel like a flow of a conversation and then a switch back and then a counter. And I was just like, why are they countering here? Why is there a switch back here? Like, why are we having this like really odd pace? Like, even the dialogue, you know, it wasn't smoothly worked out or workshopped or written, even though the guys are doing very well, I think, performing it, right? The stories, then, each of them, I guess, they came out kind of flat. The first one, you don't remember at all and don't give any regard to. The second one has a visual effect that all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what the fuck? And, you know, that is going to be the thing that you take with you. Yeah. The third one I thought was a good story, but then you're talking about context. I need, you know, something that would have been fine. Like, that's probably, to me, it's the best realized one, but it needs something better or more intriguing or more that delivers. Like, you could get away with it if the other ones had a punch, but they don't. And the fourth one, I thought was probably the second worst. So it kind of leaves you with like, ho hum. I was constantly questioning, you know, it's like, okay, you know, we're sold, it's a horror Western, but then it's like, it's not really a scary horror movie. It's like, is it a horror Western, or are we just like grafting that because that's what we heard and that's the expectation that we have? And that's not what the director intended at all, because it seemed like his focus was on like the power of storytelling and myth and, you know, that human experience. But it doesn't seem like, it's like he's reaching beyond his means. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, I appreciate what was intended and what you're aiming for, but I think it fell short of it. So then you go like, okay, would I recommend that because you're going to have to work to find this one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, on YouTube, it's not readily available. And the copy that exists is hard to watch because it's like blurry as hell and it's dark in scenes where you can't tell what's happening. So then it's like, that's another strike against it, that maybe I wouldn't give it if if it was cleaned up. So I think like ultimately, I think a lot of people will probably watch it and be bored.
Yeah.
That it doesn't deliver.
Background movie, you're gonna miss the.
Yeah, you have to pay attention.
Yeah, you
to
have
it.
to pay attention. Yeah.
So yeah,
you
it's
shouldn't.
Right.
it's
right.
frustrating because it's a movie. These are those type of movie. I don't know if I'd say you remake it, but like remake movies like this, you know, that fail to reach their potential rather than remaking stuff that's classics. It's like this is a movie that didn't reach its potential. So unfortunately, then I got to say, you know, no, I think you should skip it.
I agree with a lot of what you're both saying. It sucks because the reverse birth is so cool and so unexpected, and it's like they went for it. They went for it.
They went for it. That was like, what? So much so that we're just like, someone on set was like, I have an idea.
Yes.
And they went nuts with
Yes,
it.
that is the sole tent pole holding up this entire thing for me, you know?
Yeah.
And it sucks because I want to tell people to just watch that, and it's on YouTube, so maybe scrub through till you get to it's the second story, you know? So it's probably like 20 minutes in, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go seek it out and watch that story at least because it's very short.
Right, 'cause
so
out of context, it must be even wild.
yeah, exactly. But even still, we don't even have a ton of context within the movie, and maybe missing context is a huge part of the problem with this movie. But it's too thin and too flimsy writing and directing wise, which is too bad because it has a lot of talent attached, like we said in the performances. But yeah, even at 86 minutes, I just don't think it's worth it because they just don't land appropriately and they don't feel satisfying. And if you're someone that listens to the show, you're well versed in stuff like this, so you're going to notice all the things we notice.
Right.
And you're
Even
going
if it was just one.
Yeah.
We could be, but it's all of them.
It's all of them. And, you know, you'll be just like us where you're writing the better version in your head and then you're talking about the better version. And then before you know it, you're not watching the movie anymore. So, yeah, I think it's a pass. It's too bad. But I'm not mad I watched it. I'm glad I checked it off the list and now I can say I've seen it, you know, because it has been floating around for so long. But, yeah, we've talked about before, like, anthologies exist in, like, the VHS movies and like the TV shows and stuff, but give me a big budget anthology movie theatrically released. You know, we've talked about before. There's so many stories out there that aren't just aren't suited to a full runtime. So you know, get our heavy hitters like Fincher and some other people together to make an anthology for theatrical release. That'd be so fucking cool. I don't know why they're allergic to it, but you know. It's too bad that it misses the mark because there is potential there, but you can't watch a movie based on potential alone. So pass. It sucks, but I pass. You know, watch the reverse birth.
It's a good movie. The only good maybe the only good thing about this movie is that it's a good footnote. If you ever get into talking of the filmography of James Earl Jones or Brad Dourif
or Janusz Kaminski,
yeah. This one,
yeah,
it's that good little footnote,
right?
But that's all it's good for.
Yes, exactly. So unfortunately, pass. But
we're all like bummed.
We're bummed we didn't.
I had high hopes.
But can't recommend.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking with us this long. Now we're going to tell you we're going to watch a movie next week that's chosen by
Colin. What are we going to watch next week?
A while ago on the show, we watched a movie by a thoughtful horror filmmaker, Wes Craven, and it was called, early in his career, it was called Swamp Thing. And how do you follow that up? By bringing Jim Wynorski, cinematic goofball, to make the return of Swamp Thing.
All right.
So we're going to watch that as summer comes to its muggy close. Yes!
All right.
With Heather Locklear.
Ooh, all right. I'm into this.
So that's next week on the Saturday Night Freak Show. We hope you'll join us. And until then, ladies and germs, the basement is going dark.